Situation like right now in Port Elizabeth?
The situation is still a bit tense between, community members just amongst themselves as well as communities. As you will recognize that, the parents that are part of these SGBs that form the forum within the northern areas are not happy about the violence that has occurred today, because they're saying it's totally derailing what they're trying to send out as a message to the Department of Education. We spoke to the chairperson as well earlier on the phone, Ronnie Matthys, who held a meeting this afternoon at 6 o'clock with parents as well as community members. And he said, they've decided to postpone the meeting to tomorrow because some of the community members are not only upset about the happenings of today, but as well, some of them are just upset in general. They're just having these outbursts of violence and wanting to go back into the streets and start more protests, which is derailing from the main initiative why they were protesting, to try and fight for quality education for their children. As you will remember, that the NEC is coming tomorrow morning, and at 2 o'clock, while speaking to Ronnie Matthys, he said they have a meeting with the district official, with the principals as well, to try and sort out what they have seen as the report to be flawed, to try and iron out those situations as well, and speak to the NEC in terms of going forward, what are they going to do to try and calm down the situation as fast as possible. Community members on the floor, though, say, schools will not open until all demands are met, and until some sort of memorandum is signed between SGBs and the Department of Education. Police are still very alert on the ground. They do try and disperse those little crowds that try and start with the protesting or, the throwing of stones or petrol bombings. So the situation within the northern areas is a bit tense. But out of the meeting this afternoon, they did plead with community members to please let commuters find their way out to try and make it to work, because you will remember that a lot of people were unable to go to work today, and as well as children that aren't part of schools in the northern areas weren't able to make their way to school because all roads in and out of the northern areas were closed off from 5 a.m. This morning. So we will still look on the ground until tomorrow morning to try and see what will erupt from then, but police at the moment have the situation under control.
Iviwe, did the protest just start overnight, or has it been brewing over time?
The protest started at 5 o'clock, 5:30 or 6 o'clock this morning, and is being brewing out throughout the day. The police will disperse crowds will come back together, and the northern areas is fairly a huge area. I mean, it consists of different suburbs within itself. So you'll find other people, close to Helenvale, other people close to Boyson's Park. So it's a bit tough on the side of the police as well, but we had a large contingency of police officers dispersed at various points trying to keep things under control.
You've just mentioned that police have been trying to keep things under control. Any confirmed arrests or injuries so far?
We spoke to the police spokesperson, Sandra van Rensburg, who said they only have 2 arrests, and thus far only 3 people have come forward, with injuries from the protest. Otherwise, other than that, there hasn't been any other people that they have found or people that have come forth to report any injuries. Earlier on today, around about 1 o'clock, a gentleman was taken in an ambulance and taken off, to hospital.
Iviwe, we'll have to leave it there. Thank you very much for the update. That was Iviwe Poti, SABC reporter, giving us the latest on the Port Elizabeth.